Ho, 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 and welcome to Old Roommates. Today we are having our fourth annual Christmas Extravaganza, where we revisit two classic Christmas specials. This time around, we are taking another look at 1968's The Little Drummer Boy and Twas the Night Before Christmas. So, pull up an ice block and lend an ear, because we're about to get Christmassy.
Welcome everyone to Old Roommates, the only podcast that revisits pop culture through a middle-aged lens. And happy holidays to all.
Yes.
This is Christina.
And this is Brian.
And I can't believe it's our fourth annual Christmas Extravaganza.
It's insane.
This is insane.
Yeah.
We, like Brian had mentioned, we are revisiting The Little Drummer Boy and Twas the Night Before Christmas. We're going to start with The Little Drummer Boy and rip that apart. I mean, discuss that before we dive into Twas the Night Before Christmas. So, Brian, let's hear what your childhood was like with The Little Drummer Boy in it. Do you have fond memories of this movie? What are you feeling?
I want to quickly say, so just in case people are just discovering us for the first time ever.
Sure.
You never know. Maybe someone hashtagged Little Drummer Boy. We don't know. But I will say that we've done Rudolph. We've done the Grinch.
Yes. So the first first Extravaganza we kind of compare and contrast two movies.
Yes.
So Rudolph and the Grinch.
Yeah.
Then the second one,
Charlie Brown and Frosty.
That's right.
Third one is Rudolph's Shiny New Year. And oh my God.
What was the other one?
Year Without Santa Claus? Yes, because it was not Grinch. It was Real Santa Claus with the Miser Brothers.
Yes.
So now it's Little Drummer Boy and Twas the Night Before Christmas. So Little Drummer Boy, I think we can share this part, Christina,
sure.
that we've been putting this off because
yes, we have,
and without really getting too much into it, but it was like, let's save that for later. We are running out of these classic Christmas specials.
It's amazing. We're going to have to think of something else for next year.
Never thought I'd see the day. But Little Drummer Boy for me was so depressing when I was a kid. It was, because the thing is like, to just thinking about it this way, this is so far before streaming anything. This is not, I don't even know if you could even go to the video store and rent The Little Drummer Boy or most Christmas specials. Like, because you're a little kid. This is like, we're talking 80s, you know?
Yeah, this is,
70s, 80s. So it's like, and The Little Drummer Boy, to me, was just totally depressing. It was like this little kid, no friends in the world. I mean, a lamb almost dies, like his father. I mean, everything about it was...
There's a lot of grown-up topics in this movie.
Grown up and somber and sad.
Yeah.
And this kid didn't have a friend in the world, and I wasn't into it. No matter, I know they tried to put little songs in it and stuff, but I was not sold. This is I'm gonna be honest. This is absolutely my least favorite Christmas special. How about you, Christina?
Very, very similar, Brian. I remember this movie is like, I never really wanted to watch it. I think it was one of those things where you would have, your night of sitting in front of the TV for Christmas specials. And there were a handful of them that were a half hour. So I think like Frosty was a half hour. And this was a half hour. So I feel like this was like the second half of that half hour. Like we never put it on just to watch The Little Drummer Boy.
Correct.
We watched it because it was either before the one we want to watch or probably after the one. So I have very, very similar feelings of growing up watching this. It was sad. It was depressing. It was slow. The music in it was boring. It was a very, very boring movie for me.
It wasn't even colorful. Like, it was dimly lit.
Yeah,
it was
all
dark.
Sand.
Yeah,
it was all sand color, like brown. Yeah. Yes, it was just not one of my favorites. It probably was my least favorite. It probably was. I think that's a strong statement, but I believe it was my least favorite.
Yeah.
Of the ones, especially of the ones that I've watched over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure there were some that I watched once and never watched again because I hated it.
Yeah.
But I did not like this movie. It just seemed boring and slow and sad.
And I probably have not seen it in 40 years.
Same.
Right.
Same. This was definitely not one that I would bring out for Emily.
Right.
Right? Because why would I?
I mean, I still like Christmas specials. I still love the Charlie Brown. You know that, the Charlie Brown stuff.
We watch them every year.
But this one,
We have the box set. We have the box set of, it's Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty. I think the Little Drummer Boy is in that box set.
Yeah, because
but
like,
that's the one I never watched.
I want to remind people, this is Rankin Bass, and this is that production company that did Rudolph and did Year Without a Santa Claus and all those things, which you hear a lot of those voices, some of the voices you hear in this.
Yes.
And some of the characters look pretty similar to some others. But but yeah, this one just hits different, and so we can jump into now. Christina, when did you rewatch The Little Drummer Boy?
It was in the past week. Yeah, I wasn't really looking forward to it, but it's only like 25 minutes long.
Correct.
So it was, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can do 25 minutes. And it starts off just the way I remember it. Just super slow. The first line is, "And it came to pass." Like, what a way to begin a Christmas special. Right? What a way to begin. Like, who are they marketing this to? Not children.
All the world needs to be taxed.
Yeah, it was just, again, very, very somber. The opening scene shows a villain. It doesn't even open with the
drummer boy.
Aaron, right, the drummer boy. It opens up with the villain.
Yeah.
Like, what a way to start.
Yeah.
Not good.
It's an odd choice. I completely agree.
Very odd choice. And even the drummer boy, his first scene, he's kind of an asshole to the animals.
He tells all the animals to smile. He's not.
Right.
He
refuses to smile, but he wants the animals to smile.
I rewound it, and I was like, wait a minute. He's not even smiling.
Yeah.
But he wants the animals to smile. Good luck with that.
Right?
Yeah. I wrote, my first note is every character looks terrifying. Mm-hmm. This was not made with love. This feels like a bit of a rush job. And I wrote that note truly at the beginning of watching this, that every character that I've seen so far looks terrifying, except for the animals. Mm-hmm. But that was before I even saw the Three Kings. They're scary looking.
Everybody in this is
villain,
scary.
His mother is scary looking. Yeah. Aaron's mother. Like, oh my God! Like who? Like this was not. There's no positive, happy vibe in this at all. None.
And then even just the whole message. Mm-hmm. The whole message of the movie is, I hate people. Mm-hmm. It even says, so the drummer boy even says, I hate people, all people. And then Ben Haramed, the villain, says, what a wonderful world it would be without people.
Yeah. And the narrator says, Aaron hated all humans.
Over and over and over again, she says this. Christina over and over and over again.
I wrote, you may have mentioned that once or twice. We get it. He
over
hates
and
people.
Over and over again. Then you find out why. You find out why with this vicious scene.
It's a flashback. Yeah.
There's a flashback of his village, his home being attacked by
thieves. His
father gets killed. How, Brian? How does Brian get killed?
The guy throws a knife at him.
Yeah, he literally gets stabbed to death by this thief hucking. About hucking.
Yeah, he
hucking a knife in midair and stabbed him a very violent, vicious death.
Now, are you gonna? Is that the end of your sentence? I have to add.
Please add.
I fucking gasped when it happened.
Me too.
And then I laughed, and I was like, "No, wait a minute." I rewound it.
I rewound it too, Brian.
The thieves overreacted. All Aaron's dad said is, "What's going on here?" And then it's like, I swear, because that's why I rewound. I was like, "Wait, what did the father say?" He goes, "What's going on here?" And then it's like,
That's it.
Boom,
Dead.
boom, boom. And it's like, oh my fucking God.
God.
All he said was, what's going on here? They were stealing his sheep out of the yard.
Yeah.
And the father was like, what's going on here? Stabbed.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah. A very violent death. And then they light the whole place on fire. The mom pushes Aaron out the window, and then she perishes in the flames. I don't know that all needed to happen. I wonder
why we have such dark memories of this show.
Oh my God, seriously. Yeah. Seriously. It's like one thing after another with this movie. And not even telling, like, the song, even the song that the guy sings is When the Goose is Hanging High.
I know.
The lyrics of the song it's like everything about this movie is violent. Again, it says, Aaron truly did hate all people. I said, okay, we get it. Again, it says it down here. Vicious attack, father killed, burned down his house and his mother. Such a joyous holiday special.
Really?
Unbelievable.
Also, his dad and Ben Haramid have the same voice. I like it's so obviously the same voice.
Interestingly enough, it is not the same actor.
What?
Yeah, it is not. So the father is Paul Frees.
Oh, okay.
So Paul Frees has been in a million things. He is in Frosty the Snowman. He was Hocus Pocus, the Ticket Taker, and the Traffic Cop.
Wow.
And in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, he was he was Burgermeister.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well,
and
I
in
apologize.
and in this, he was the father of the drummer boy.
They sound very similar to me.
They really did. I mean, I think that happens a lot, though. I think it does happen a lot. But yeah, I actually looked it up because I'm like, oh my God, Paul Frees. Again, he's like the king of all Christmas specials with the voices. I mean, he's been in a lot of other ones too, but and he's in Mr. Magoo. So Mr. Magoo's Christmas special, I will just say, he is the charity man in Mr. Magoo's Christmas special.
Oh my God.
And Christmas Carol. Yeah. And we're just going to tell you on patreon.com/oldroommates, we are going to be talking about Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, which is why I have that down there. But yeah, I just thought I'll throw that in there. So anyway. So then he decides, okay, fine. If you give me half your money, I will go with you and perform for you.
Yeah.
So you see this performance, and it's like one bad act after another. My question is, well, why don't you just start with the boy?
Yeah.
Like, people are leaving. These are terrible. Like, the juggler doesn't know how to juggle. And, like, terrible. But let me tell you something. When this guy, I forgot about this. But as soon as he did it, I was getting, like, PTSD. I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I remember when he painted the smile on his face. Oof. And it seemed so abusive.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't it?
Yeah.
And even now, as a grown-up watching it, it was like, oh, that's so wrong. Like, something about that hit such a nerve as a child to make this child painting a smile on his face was so abusive to me.
That really bothered me too.
Yeah.
Like, and just, like forcing him. I think also too, even the capturing of the animals, they're trying to make it funny, and it just felt so hopeless.
Yes.
I didn't like that at all. Like, I think the problem is they took this very sad story and tried to add some bits of humor. And they just should have left it alone.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
This shouldn't have been given a children's treatment. But I will say, one thing I consistently laughed at, I swear to God this is true, everyone, please just watch The Little Drummer Boy for this one reason. Well, besides the murder of his dad, which
after
is
this glowing recommendation, please watch it.
Well, it's 24 minutes, but the thing is, the hilarious thing, Christina, okay, drummer boy, play. My right hand to God, there's not a single drum sound in this. He starts, right? And it sounds like a circus, like a, what do you call it? What's the machine?
Like a xylophone?
Is it something? No, what's the name of it? It's not like an accordion, but it's like that thing that makes all the noise. But there's no
drum.
There's
so
many other instruments. There's no drum.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
He just starts banging the drum, but the banging is like the clinking of a piano at some sort of, I want to say kaleidoscope. That's not the word though. Damn, what's the name of it?
I know what you're getting at. I know,
but
what
it's
you're
like
getting at.
It's the circus music. But I'm like, There's no drums in that.
That is
There's
so damn
no
funny.
drums. And I think only when... Oh, shit. It's like... oh, my God. This is not going to go well. Oh, damn it. I can't find it. But I have another note similar where it's like the sound is not super consistent here.
Right.
Or it's non-existent. Like you're mentioning this thing with the show, right?
Right.
So there's smashing vases with the people, coins being jingled,
Yep.
The sheep being rushed, and the drumming. And I wrote, there's not a single sound for any of those. It's all like background music. So you don't hear like the breaking of the vase.
Right.
It's
That would have been so much more
weird.
interesting to
And
hear
it would
those
have been
sound
kind
effects.
of funny.
Yeah.
It would have been funny. Get some
That
sound
would have
effects
been a
in there.
little bit of that comic, relief that we wanted to see. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out like why it wasn't funny, and I think that's probably part of it. Is like the sound was so bad.
Yeah.
The effects.
I laughed when I think it's Pyramid says, "Out of my way, we must perform."
I kind of liked him as a character, to be honest. I watched this after the Mr. Magoo.
Okay.
So I think I was influenced a little bit by that.
Okay.
So, and I won't say much about Mr. Magoo right now, but I will say one of my notes, I said that at least the songs are short and sweet.
In this, yeah.
And they can carry a tune.
Yeah. Why can't the animals smile? Right.
Yeah, there was a couple, and it was like, okay, that was one thing that I didn't remember from before. It being a couple of the songs were a little bit, just like short, sweet. They weren't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I may have been influenced in a different way. The multicultural kings.
Yeah.
I liked that.
They were still scary looking.
They were scary, but I appreciated the fact that they were multicultural. I thought that was a little ahead of their time.
I did write Balthazar is a dick. At one point he just goes,
"Oh my gosh,
be gone."
Yeah.
Like, these people need help, and you're a king. Help them.
Yep, I agree.
They just weren't very nice. I don't know what I was expecting.
Too powerful.
That someone says, "Poor creature, he has been weakened by the hard journey." I'm like, thank you, Captain Obvious. That's the camel. The camel collapses.
And then what are they going to leave him to die?
Right.
I think that's pretty much it. They want to buy the other camel.
Yeah. And then have him suffer.
And then
Oh, I was so not into that at all.
Yeah, no, it's like just everybody in this whole show they're
selfish.
Assholes. They're all selfish and assholes.
One positive. I have a positive note. I love the shot when Aaron and the animals are climbing the highest. It's like he climbed the highest hill. Mm-hmm. That, I think it looks really pretty with the blue sky and the bright shining light. And that felt like magical to me.
Sure,
that felt like a children's...
That was a little bit of a Christmas spirit
like a little Christmas spirit.
Yes.
1,000%.
I like that.
That's
I did say,
positive.
as a little bit of a positive, I did say that the sets are pretty decent. Like, I think they're all reused from different shows, but I did feel like they were pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of some... Oh, and one other thing I really liked is when the guy comes barreling around the corner in the vehicle. He says,
Christine.
"Out of my way, ragamuffin."
The guy that runs over the
he
lamb.
ran over the sheep. Yeah, but I did like that he called him a ragamuffin.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't even stop.
No, he didn't. Definitely a hit and run.
Hit and run. I did think it was crazy. Aaron goes a little crazy, little drummer boy. Everything is super quiet. Mm-hmm. Super quiet. I mean, there's not a crowded commotion. Everyone's been quiet because they're looking at baby Jesus,
yeah,
right?
Sure.
This is Aaron going through the crowd, and all they're doing is standing there being very quiet. "Let me through! I must see the kings!" I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's like so quiet, and he's yelling at strangers. It's like, and I get that he hates people, but like,
he has some social issues.
Yeah, he's causing a scene.
Yes. Believe it or not, I have one more note from about the very, very end, but I don't have anything else. It kind of ends abruptly.
Real abruptly.
Right? Like, all of a sudden, he's like, plays the song, and the sheep is alive, and that's that.
Right, and I have two notes. One is, I guess letting the baby Jesus sleep is not part of Aaron's plan. Like, he's like, Aaron was so moved by what he saw, he decided to play the drums. I'm like, it's a sleeping baby.
The drums.
Right. Then the narrator, Greer Garson, says, and this is how this ends. So she says something, it's a very long sentence. I only wrote the end. She wrote, more powerful was that one tiny crystalline second of laughter. Like, laughter?
What? Where's the
laughter in this story?
There's not
one laugh
not
to
one
be found.
chuckle. Oops.
Blessed are the pure at heart, for they shall see God. And then it ends.
Oh.
Blessed are the pure at heart,
So
for they shall see God.
So it's an uplifting beginning and an uplifting end.
Jesus Christ. Well, also, sorry, but it's also like, it's like super religious.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so, obviously it's religious, but it's like that message at the end is like, be pure at heart and you'll see God.
Yeah, that's really something.
Sweetie, that's your religion. It might not be other people's.
There's no hidden agenda there.
Yeah.
It's not hidden at all.
More powerful.
And then, did you notice the credits? Silent.
Yeah, it is so weird. And it does a freeze frame on the star that's really messy.
Yes.
It's, I don't know.
And there's zero noise. There's no, I mean, they would have at least been humming like,
yeah.
For the end credits. Well, I don't know why. It's based off of a fucking song.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's based off of a song. Play the song.
Yep.
At the end.
Yep.
I mean, is that brain surgery or what?
I don't understand. I mean, but I will say this. My heart broke when that little lamb was laying on the road.
Oh my gosh. You know when it hurt more for me is when they took the camel.
Yes. Yeah.
That was heartbreaking for me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, this is not a very uplifting, cheerful holiday.
The opposite of an uplifting show.
So that was Little Drummer Boy.
So should we move on to the next
Let's
one?
just move right on.
Twas the Night Before Christmas from 1974.
Yeah.
It's the one with the mice.
Right.
Because I had to ask you, remember? I'm like, wait, is it the one with the mice? I feel like there's many Twas the Night Before Christmases. And this is the cartoon. Again, it's the Rankin Bass.
Yeah, Rankin Bass, yeah.
Which I forgot about. I forgot that it was a Rankin Bass.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy to see it. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, like maybe I was just exhausted from the negativity from the Little Drummer Boy. But I put this on, and oh my gosh, it's like the cheery music and the snow and I'm like, this is what I want a Christmas special to be.
That's right.
This is.
And I want to say that a lot of the characters in this don't have much money.
No, they're mice.
It's still festive. Well, no, there's humans in it. I did like how there was just this total parallel world of mice.
I love that.
It's so fun. There's a mouse mailman. Yeah.
What was your experience as a child with this movie?
Not my favorite, to be honest. It was fine. I think because because when I was a kid, it didn't have any known characters. It didn't have Rudolph or Frosty or whatever. Right. So it's these sort of fresh, disconnected characters from Christmas. So it wasn't a favorite, but I mean, thought it was fine. Yeah,
same here. And I feel like this is one that wasn't really coupled with anything. Like maybe because it was a bit later. It was in 1974.
Yeah.
And it never really, like, it wasn't with anything. Like, it wasn't with Frosty. It wasn't with, like, it sort of stood on its own. So I don't know if I always knew when it was on.
Yeah.
This wasn't, like, a regular special for me. Like, I think I saw it a handful of times as a child.
Yeah.
And I didn't really, I mean, it was fine. Again, it's 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those things we'd catch here and there, and that was about it. I might have been a bit older, too. Does that make sense? 74? No, I guess not. But anyway, I didn't watch it regularly. It wasn't one of my favorites.
So here's the thing about the length of this, though, because I actually think it is longer than Little Drummer Boy, because I read that that song "Give Your Heart a Try."
Yep.
It's like it's like Valentine's would certainly look stupid without a Cupid.
I have that whole.
So let an arrow in your heart. That would be a start. That song is cut from the TV version.
Oh, is it?
Because I watched this one on DVD from the library.
I saw that. Yeah.
So when I was like, I don't remember the song at all, and I looked up and they cut it for time.
I didn't remember that song either. But I stopped and wrote it down. It was you said, but what is spring without the Easter Bunny? Like a rainbow that doesn't end in money.
Yeah.
And then, in a Valentine would certainly look stupid without a Cupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, That's hilarious. I love that. That was really, really funny.
My very first note, though, I watched this a few weeks ago, is it was a little unclear when I wrote this note, but I think it still applies, is clean your fucking house, Trumbles, or Grumbles, whatever their name is. I know the clock room, you find out later the clock room is like being underused because people return their clocks.
Right.
But he should still be cleaning it.
Yes.
It looked like the room that time forgot. There were way too many fucking cobwebs.
Time forgot? Interesting.
Oh my God. Time. The clock.
I love it.
Told and sung by Joel Grey.
Mm-hmm.
George Gobel is Father Mouse. George Gobel from...
He was a very famous actor, actually.
And comedian.
He had his own, a comedian.
Yep.
He had his own talk show.
He was also a frequent guest on the Hollywood Squares.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, he was great. I was surprised that it was George Gobel because when I put it on, I'm like, oh, is that Frosty's voice? But it wasn't. So that's why I looked up. I'm like, oh my God, it's George Gobel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
Speaking of Frosty, the mayor is clearly the evil magician from Frosty.
Yes, for sure. I mean, he looked like him.
Yep.
I mean, everything about him.
Yep.
Same attitude. So maybe he did get a real job eventually.
Yeah.
That magician. So what is that? All those in favor. Oh, all those in favor. And don't you dare say no, McDevitt. I loved the letter that the little mouse wrote.
God.
And at the end, P.S., the reindeer are phony too.
Yeah.
Made me laugh so hard. I forgot a lot about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered the songs. Of course, not the one that wasn't in there, but I remembered the songs.
Yeah.
I remembered the mice, obviously. I remembered the clock sounds and all that stuff.
Yeah, me
right?
too. Yeah.
I remembered him putting the clock to midnight and having it start.
Yeah.
And the father mouse like freaking out. Yeah, there's a lot I remembered about this movie.
Yeah.
What else can I say? Oh, yes, Father. I said yes, Father. I wrote the letter. That little character made me laugh every time he spoke.
A little Harry Potterish in his clothing. Did you feel that? Yeah.
Yes, the glasses too.
Yep, the glasses, the scarf, the cloak, or whatever. But I did laugh at the mayor when they're like, sir, a citizen is here to see you. He's like, a citizen?
Yeah.
Citizens aren't allowed in here. This is public property. Oh my God. Albert is the name of the mouse that you're in love with, Christina.
Yes.
Oh God, let's see.
One of my biggest... Okay.
Please say something. Yeah.
I was going to say, I like when they talk about the clock went kerplooey.
Yes.
I mean, I liked a lot. Like, I liked the terminology that they used in this movie. I liked the songs.
Yeah.
I thought the songs were cheery, and they had a point, and they had a lesson. And it was, even though, like, this mouse did something bad twice, it was still, like, there was... The father was... He was a good father. He had a lesson. He's like, no, like... He said, when you do something wrong, you have to correct the thing that you did.
That's right. It's not enough, he says,
not enough to say,
be sorry.
Yeah,
it's not enough to be sorry. You have to fix what you did wrong.
Exactly. And I liked that. I liked the songs made sense. The songs were fun.
You hope and I'll hurry. You pray and I'll plan.
I mean, that's fun. You want to tap your... Dun, 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 dun.
Even a miracle needs a hand.
I mean, that's fun.
It reminded me, though, of Annie, when it's...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
King,
I'm
queen
as poor
of
as
the
a...
crop. Yeah, poor as a mouse. Mouse. I'm richer than Midas. We're tying a knot. Yeah, and it's like... Da, 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 da. Yeah. I don't need anything but you. Very similar.
Very similar.
The malfunctioning...
Upbeat and fun.
Absolutely. The malfunctioning clock could have killed someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, the things are flying out
everywhere.
And
there's people everywhere. No one got hurt.
I don't blame the mayor not let this guy back in.
I did write down, I think Albert gets off a little easy.
Yes.
But it's also weird because I did laugh when Albert grabbed a wrench and he's like, I'm off to fix the clock, and it's pitch dark out. And what does his dad say? Good luck.
Good luck. Yes, I remember him saying okay, I'm like, you're not going to help.
You're not gonna even like go walk with him in the dark.
Maybe help him. I mean, I get you have
Yeah.
the family, but the mother wife is around somewhere. What? So here's my biggest.
Oh my God.
Criticism of this.
Let's hear
movie.
it.
They make the clock 2 months before Christmas.
Okay.
He made the clock and it broke. It was 2 months before Christmas. So naturally, we're going to wait until 3 minutes before midnight on Christmas Eve to start trying to fix it.
But wasn't that because Albert didn't confess?
He didn't, but that's when he confessed 3 minutes before midnight. Like, why wouldn't he? I said, that sounds nice, but maybe start the planning before Christmas Eve.
Who's planning?
The planning to fix the clock.
But
I know he
wasn't.
waited
He wasn't.
until
No,
then.
but no. But even
So,
the human guy wasn't even allowed in the building.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
I understand all of that.
Well, I'm glad because it's a children's special.
I just felt like 2 months beforehand. And the other thing is, they're receiving their letters back 2 months before Christmas. Did you send letters 2 months
Never.
before Christmas?
No. It's odd. It's a
And-
weird detail, actually.
And once again,
Yeah.
I don't know what Rankin and Bass has against Santa. But
Say it,
once
Christina.
again,
Say it.
Santa is portrayed as a jerk.
So sensitive.
It's
So sensitive. He gets one letter.
one letter.
His
One letter of
job
criticism.
is what he should have done. His job is to make people believe in
Yes.
him. Someone says, "I don't believe," signed all of us. "I don't believe in you." Well, that's your job to make them believe Santa. Right? Like to me,
Yes.
in my mind. So show up at another mall.
4 Christmas specials. This is the 4th Christmas special from Rankin and Bass, where Santa is not a nice person.
There's something else about Santa.
What?
He is so weird looking.
Oh,
He
and this with the
looks
dots
like-
on his
and he
face?
looks
I don't
like
know
he
why
has-
they did the dots.
He looks like he has 3 breasts on his face.
Yes.
He has these huge cheeks, this huge drunken nose.
Yes.
And there's these giant red circles across his face. He's
And
also
now
not
all's
even
forgiven,
he's not even fat. And it's weird, like he's like his bowl full of jelly. There's barely a stomach there that is jellying.
Yeah, again, it's that portrayal of a fat person,
Yeah.
right?
I wrote
And
Santa looks like a washed up drunk.
so he was waiting for the song to start before he started his journey at midnight, is what was happening, right?
So I actually read on Wikipedia the plot because I was like, I do that just so I like seeing people's interpretations.
Yes.
In Wikipedia it says he turns around and comes back. So
From where?
His route.
Oh,
But
so
he
he
really
was going
only-
to. Oh, he was
he was
delivering
gonna
it to
do-
everybody else except
Yeah,
for that.
except
Oh,
that
okay,
town.
got it.
But the thing is too,
He turns around. Oh my god.
the town is like it's funny because he really only helps the Trumbull's. Is it Trumbull?
I think it is.
Trumbull's house, and that's the only house. And quite frankly, if Santa is that slow, these gifts weren't. Some of the gifts weren't even wrapped in
Yeah.
paper. He just shoves them in their stockings, and it's like that's a little messy. But also, it's only one house. How long is this going to take him?
Right.
He was in there for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was.
I wrote carolers at midnight with children. I said, also, isn't that weird, Christina? Like, so they're like, Santa's coming. All the kids wake up. I'm like, don't you guys know how Santa works?
Yeah, no.
Why?
No.
Put your kids to bed.
Yeah.
Don't wake up the kids saying Santa's coming after all. Santa won't show up if you're awake, you guys. We've been over
isn't
this.
it more like a faith thing, too? Isn't it kind of like you have to have faith. You have to have faith. Or am I just thinking about Jesus or something?
I don't know.
I might be thinking about God. Never mind. I was missing an end song. Like an ending song to wrap it all up.
Christina, I wrote the same fucking
You
thing.
did?
I
You
wrote,
did?
ends abruptly. Santa helps one house and takes off.
That's it.
It just ends.
It just says, like, it would have been nice to have, like, a Christmas morning kind of celebration.
The
One little song.
mice are almost forgotten about completely.
Yes.
You see Albert swinging on the clock chimes, but, like, that's it. For all we know, he got ground up in those gears. Like, he could have died.
Yep.
We never see the mouse family again.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
really a weird ending.
Yeah.
Also, Santa Claus smoking away in someone's house.
Yeah.
I know this was
It's
70s,
part of the story,
70s,
but it's part
like,
of the story. He has a pipe.
I mean, Santa should not be smoking.
Right. There's
Anyway.
There's a lot of
His cheeks like roses, his nose like a cherry. Like, I'll say.
Yeah, that was a little too much cherry-ish.
Those red dots.
It was really, I don't know who decided that and who approved it.
But yeah, Santa is, to go back to your point, Santa is a total sensitive, selfish kind of creep in this. It's so weird.
Like
so
Rudolph, he was an asshole.
Yep.
And
Year Without a Santa Claus.
Year Without a Santa Claus.
He was fucking
done.
lazy.
He was so lazy. I'm gonna quit. I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't do my one night that
That's right.
you're famous for.
That's right.
And then even in Santa Claus is Coming to Town,
Yeah.
you know, he is basically nice. Like, that's the story of Santa.
Yeah.
But there is one part when he's singing, you better not pout, you better not cry. And the child goes, why? And he snaps at her and he goes, I'm telling you why. I'm like, Santa.
My God,
I think this is where it all began. Like, the temper. He's so sensitive. He needs some therapy or something.
I know. He needs to come
And
way
now
down.
here he is, gets one letter.
Yeah.
And he's like, he just can't take criticism.
I find it hard to believe that is the first piece of bad mail he's received.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, you have a million elves, and if they're not making toys, then they should be writing reply letters saying...
You should have a department for that.
Yeah, hey, everybody in the town, instead of just sending the cards back or the letters back, how about just being like, hey, it's come to Santa Claus's attention. You don't believe in him anymore.
Right.
You think he's a fraud. So we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, but you will not be receiving a visit from Santa Claus.
Right. So.
And then they could be like, oh. Like, you know, I mean,
what,
it's
no
so crazy.
Toys?
And then the town would really pull together and bring him back.
I did like how the Albert kid, the little mouse, he says, because the father says, oh, you believe in Santa now? And he actually doesn't say, I believe in Santa. He says, I don't know, but I've learned that I still have a lot to learn. Like, I love that sentiment. Like, he doesn't automatically believe in Santa Claus, but at least he's open to the idea and he realizes that he doesn't have all the answers. A lot of nice messages in this one.
Christina, I agree, and I also really liked when the mouse talks to the human dad.
Yes.
And he's like,
I
listen,
liked how
my
that
son
connected
did
because
something.
you were unsure if they acknowledge each other.
Right.
Right?
And I forgot, because I'm like, I don't think I remember this scene from this special. Like, because it doesn't really change things. Meaning, if that scene wasn't in there, because Albert's already left to fix the clock.
Yep.
So we know, the father doesn't know. And I actually wonder if that was cut from the special, too. I don't remember that scene. And I was like, oh, I really like this scene.
I honestly didn't remember that scene either.
And I like that they're interacting, and I also like that... I mean, they were interacting anyway with the clocks, right?
Yeah.
But I also thought it was nice that the father was like, listen, I have to tell you what my son did. He's sorry, but he was tampering with the clock, or he wanted to see how it worked. But it was a nice conversation. And the guy was super understanding. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, wow, this is awfully level-headed for a mouse talking to a human. Like, It just, like you're saying, a lot of nice messages, a lot of, like, nice communication.
Yeah.
Like, it was, I don't know. I thought it was really well done.
It was upbeat. It was calm.
Yep.
The conversations were calm. There's no, like, real judgment. Like, even the father talking to the son, Mouse.
Yeah.
He wasn't, like, judgmental.
Right.
He was just, like, kind of like disappointed.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah.
Yeah. It was all in all a pretty good special.
Well, Christine, we have a big job to do.
We do have a big job. We have to figure out which one we're keeping and which one we're burning
yeah.
forever.
So we have a Christmas special vault. Mm-hmm. One of our many vaults. But this will be joining an illustrious array of specials. I'm not going to even write mine down.
I don't think we need to.
1, 2... Twas the night before Christmas.
Yes, it has the message. It has the nice songs. It's upbeat. It has the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's also very,
pretty classic.
And it's just very sweet looking too, with the
sweet.
Snow and the town. It
leaves you with a nice, happy feeling, as opposed to the other one who makes you want to freaking jump off a ship like in the Titanic.
But I will say, and some nice songs too.
And nice songs, yes, the songs definitely.
Well, Christina. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays to you, Brian, and Merry Christmas to you. And to all a good night. And that's it for this episode of Old Roommates. Thank you for listening. For bonus content, please visit us at patreon.com/oldroommates.
And follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, @oldroommates. Thanks for listening. Until next time.